Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is September 19, 2023, and we are getting into the volume 159 of me answering some of your immigration related questions. As always, before beginning this video, I'm gonna mention, as I mentioned in every video, I am not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. All the information provided in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources like USAS and of course the Department of State with their visa bulletin, which just recently we had an October 2023 visa bulletin come out just a few days ago. I've done a video on it, so if you have not seen it yet, make sure to check it out. There's some really good news for people in the F2A category. But let's start with the very first question comment from DHRRR Uval. My category is F2A. Well, that's some good news for you. Documentarily qualified, May 2022. Priority date is May 2021. Bombay Embassy. So Bombay, I'm pretty sure it is in India, if I'm not mistaken. But let's take a look at the visa bulletin, see what's going on. I think F2A for India is the same as all chargeability. So yes, as you can see, all chargeability is showing February 2019, and for India is showing February 2019. So whether Bombay is in India, I'm pretty sure it is. My geography is bad, so I'm very sorry. But it is the same priority date anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But so it is February 2019 as of October 2023 on the graph A, and the graph A is showing us the basically how long of the backlog, the rest of the backlog you have left to wait for the availability of the immigrant visa. So people with priority dates in February 2019, as of right now, October 2023, their immigrant visas are becoming available. So you are in May 2021. So you are roughly about 2 years from the availability of the immigrant visa. However, the thing is, we have seen a very rapid jump recently between October in a positive way for the F2A category. So I would not be surprised if there were some more jumps like this in the next few months. I think with the new fiscal year, I think it might have positively influenced the priority dates, and they're moving along pretty good. So it might even be faster than that. Although with visa bulletin, it's always possible that it can be slower or it might not move. Everything is possible. For you right now, it's very important to stay on top of the visa bulletin and keep checking it every month. Like I said, on this channel, every month the new visa bulletin comes up. I do make a video comparing it to the previous month. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. But as of right now, roughly about 2 more years for the availability of the immigrant visa. So let me post the response. And we're gonna move on to the next question. Comment from Michelle Naranjo, I think, 6099. Hi there, my asylum still pending for 8 years. Sorry about that. And I haven't had any interview, and I just got married with a citizen. Congratulations. What should I click in page 3, part 2 in I-485 form? I really appreciate your help. So let's take a look at the I-485, which is the application for the adjustment of status. Let's see, we're gonna go to USAS. I'm gonna go slower. I'll use this as an opportunity to demonstrate the navigation for everyone who's watching this video. So this is the official government website from US Citizenship and Immigration Services, usas.gov. All of the immigration forms, petitions, they are available here on this website. So we're gonna click on forms right here at the top of the navigation menu. And then we're gonna click on all forms right here, and they will give us all of the forms. You can scroll down, they are in alphabetic numerical order, or you can just type up the form number, 485, application to register permanent residence or adjust status. Here it is. We're gonna click on this, and this is, every form has its own page like this. Where you can find edition date, where you can find where to file, when to file, how much it is, like all of the information that you really need, and of course the form itself, including the instructions. So I'm gonna open up the form I-485 so we can scroll down to, I think, page 3, part 2. All right, page 3, part 2. So page 3, here it is, part 2, here it is. So application type. Okay, so this is just general application type. I'm applying to to register lawful permanent residence or adjust status to that of a lawful permanent resident based on the following immigrant category. So you're selecting really why you are. So in your case, it's definitely going to be family-based, but let's see specifically which one. Immediate relative of a U.S. citizen. This is it. The very first option is going to be, and yes, together with the form I-485, make sure to file your I-130 as well, because it is a family reunification, technically petition, even though you guys are together in the United States. But still, because it's a family-sponsored petition, you do have to file both of the forms, I-130 and the form I-485 together. And the initial form is going to be the form I-130. I-485 is just kind of like a supplemental, I wouldn't really call it supplemental, but it's almost like a finisher on top of the I-130, so that you don't have to go through, waiting and all of that stuff. But again, it's really going to be, it's going to be the same amount of time processing, whether it is the I-130 that is sent first, and then later in the process the I-485 filed, or if they're both filed together. It's really not going to make any difference. So honestly, I would even, possibly consider maybe just starting with the I-130. Why? Because it is easier to start the application, because you're just filing it online and that's it. But if you're planning to send it as one package, you have to send it by mail. So I would look into the I-130 and just filing that for now, so that you can start it as soon as possible. As far as your asylum goes, you definitely don't want to leave it just like that and assume that USCIS by themselves will just see that the I-130 was filed for you and that they will cancel it out. Make sure that once your I-130 is filed and once USCIS accepts it, when you get the the notice that they have received it and everything, make sure to send the withdrawal for the asylum application. Don't rush with the withdrawal, because once your application is withdrawn, then you will be in the removal proceedings. So you definitely do need to remain in the country legally, like you are right now in pending asylum status, while the I-130 is pending, while you still have not received the permanent residence. But when you are really close to that, once it is all approved, you definitely want to follow up with your asylum application and make sure to follow it's just this really simple cover letter withdrawing the application, saying that, hey, I'm a permanent resident now based on family petition, I-130 petition, and I wanted to withdraw my asylum application. Okay, so I'm gonna post the answer here, and we're gonna move on to the next question coming from Benedeth Mojeku 6726. My sister is a US citizen. How long will it take if she files for me I-130? I'm already in the US. Okay, Benedeth, thank you for your question. So unfortunately, whenever it comes to siblings of US citizens, that is the category that takes the longest. It is the F4 category, and it does take quite a long time waiting. Regardless, I don't want to discourage, by no means. I would say absolutely file the I-130 as soon as possible. There is really, in this case, there is no point to file the I-130 and the I-485 together, like in Michelle's situation. In her situation, it does make sense if she wants to go with it, just because she's going to be in immediate relative category, and the total processing time is probably, about a year and a half, 2 years for the I-130 petition. For the siblings of US citizens, however, it does take a very long time, and I will show you briefly. If we look at the graph A, again, it shows the full length of the backlog, and that's without waiting for the approval of I-130. So you have to add that on top of it. But as of the priority date, waiting for the availability of the immigrant visa, is, as of right now, showing the April 2007. So that is about 16 years. Roughly 16 years. Yeah, so it's a very, very long time for siblings, unfortunately. So the sooner this I-130 is filed, the better. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Kaukap Sohail 2942. F3 no movement, both chart. Yeah, so I don't think there was any movement on pretty much anything except the F2A F2A, it was a huge movement for October 2023 visa bulletin, but for everything else, yeah, and yes, F3, there was absolutely no movement, which is, I know it is discouraging. It is discouraging, and I can definitely relate because I do have a I-130 petition as well that I'm waiting on, and there was no movement on it for a very, very long time. So, that's why it's important to stay on top of the visa bulletin and keep checking it every month, and just keep hoping, that it's gonna move. Really, there's not much you can do. I mean, you can, reach out to elected officials. You can reach out to U.S. Congress, because it is U.S. Congress that placed that cap the availability of the immigrant visas. That's why people are waiting for the backlog on availability of the immigrant visas, is because Congress placed a cap on how many immigrant visas are issued to people that are filing these family-based, family-sponsored petitions. And I think this is, not fair, because people who are filing for their family members, they are taking full responsibility for their family members, full financial responsibility. So it's not like, U.S. government is taking any kind of responsibility on them whenever immigrants come in based on the family immigration petitions. Plus, these immigrants, they go through the background checks, they go through the medical examinations. They are, they don't have any kind of criminal background. If you do have criminal background, you're going to have a really hard time going through it. If you have any kind of health issues, like major health issues, like diseases or mental, anything, you're going to have, you're not going to get the immigrant visa, So it's, we can talk about it, and I can spend, hours talking about this and explaining why these immigrant visa caps that are for family-based immigration are unfair. But we have them, and it's part of the system. And if you are filing a family-sponsored petition, you are participating in the system. So you have to play by its rules. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Okay, moving further to the next one from Victor Brio 1873. How long for F-130? Documentarily approved pending at the NVC to be scheduled for interview with the Embassy Philippines. So how long for F-130? So I'm not sure what the F-130, you're talking about the I-130 or you're talking about the F-1. Let me know what the category is, and I also do need to know the priority date in order to look up, because I don't know your priority date, so I won't be able to answer your question. So 3 things for everyone who's asking for the visa bulletin, the backlog, how long you'll be waiting, predictions, and you got to keep in mind, these are the predictions and they're rough. Visa bulletin updates every month. So every month it might move forward, it might move backward, it might not move at all. So, it's really hard to tell. But in order to get the rough predictions, I need to know the priority date, I need to know the chargeability area, and I need to know the family preference category. These 3 things. So please, if you can, Victor, provide that, and I'll try to give you some rough estimates. Also, if you are responding to my request for information or anything like this, don't respond to my comment within your comment, because YouTube does not send me those notifications. Please submit it as a separate comment on any of the videos, and it will come up here on this wall. Okay, moving further to Abusa Bubekar 2611. Adus Abu Bakr. Mumita Rahman, my spouse, I love you. I guess that's just, for somebody. I'll just heard that. We're gonna move on to the next one from the user WX7HJ. Hi, how can one provide a video evidence to I-589 online? What to do if not possible? Okay, so there is actually in the instructions, if you read through the instructions on the asylum applications, you will see that do not send any kind of digital data. All right, so no digital pictures, obviously no videos, nothing like this. What the best thing to do is in your situation, if you do have the video evidence, for the asylum application. The best thing to do is to pick the frames out of the video, the key frames out of the video that you want to submit as evidence, and screenshot them, take the snapshot of the frame, print it out. Online application, you can just upload it as as a picture. It's not a problem at all. And then if you're doing, and that goes for everyone who's doing it on paper, if you're doing a paper application, you can just print it out and send them the printout of the frame. And then once they call you for an interview, that's when you want to bring that video with you, either on the flash drive or on the CD. Now, again, they say that you shouldn't do that, but you definitely do want to make sure that you mention, at least in your statement, saying that you do have the video evidence of it. It's very important because not a lot of people have the video evidence whenever it comes to asylum cases, and it's very strong. It's a very strong type of evidence. So you want to make sure that they know that you have the video evidence, but you definitely don't want to send them the video clip or anything like this. So make sure you kind of coordinate with them and make sure that they're aware that you have the video. And if they do want to see it, they will ask you to bring it for an interview. If they don't, then it's fine, but you can always provide those frames from the video, the key frames that you think that are important, and then right there in your statement you can mention that you have the video and it's not just just the still pictures. But great question, thank you for asking. I really do appreciate it because I haven't had that question come up before, and I think it is a very important thing to keep in mind if you're filing an asylum application. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Sujan Kunwar 8643. Hi, my priority date is 4 August 2021 and I am documentarily qualified since February 14, 2023. Well, just recently. Congratulations. Do you think I will get interview on November visa bulletin? I am in green card and my category is F2A. I am from Nepal. All right, so let's take a look. So you're from Nepal. That's all chargeability area. You're in F2A, which is, good news for you. It was a pretty good movement on October 2023 visa bulletin. So I don't think you're going to get it in November because priority date, I think it is in 2019, but let's take a look. Let's see, F2A. So right now we're February 2019 as of October. So February 2019, people with the priority date, February 2019, they are, as of right now, getting their immigrant visas. They're getting their interview scheduled, so far, so forth. And you are in August 2021. So that is, let's see, again, February and August. So it's less, I would say about a year and a half more you have to wait for the availability of the immigrant visa. Again, keep in mind, we have seen some really good movement on October 2023 visa bulletin. So we might see it move forward ahead in the next few months, which obviously would make it shorter for you. But as of right now, I don't think it's gonna be in November for you, because as of right now, by the information judging from what we have on October 2023 visa bulletin, roughly you have about a year and a half more before the availability of the immigrant visa. Again, it might move faster, we will see, but right now for you, it's time to be on top of the visa bulletin and just keep checking it every month and seeing how it moves on. Let's move on to the next one from Salome Bencher 9264. What about if petitioner is U.S. citizen, filed for unmarried child under 21, got documentary qualified in July and still no interview? Okay, so if a U.S. citizen is filing for unmarried child under 21, that is immediate relative category. So you're not dealing with the visa bulletin whatsoever. You're not dealing with the visa backlog. So that's definitely good news. If the documentary qualification was successful in July, that's about July, August, September, so it's like 2 months ago, basically. Typically, whenever it comes to immediate relative categories, depending on where the U.S. Embassy is, in which country, and how busy they are, typically, it's about 6 months for all the administrative processing, NVC sending the case to the U.S. Embassy scheduling the appointment. So chances are, there is a potential that the interview is already scheduled. You just don't know it yet because they can't announce the interview date more than 30 days before the interview date. Sometimes in some situations they do it 60 days, but most of the times it is 30 days because you have to do your medical examination within 30 days before the interview date. So that might be the thing. What you can do is you can actually reach out to the US Embassy in the country where the beneficiary is, where they're going to be going through the interview, and explain the situation. Say that, hey, person is documentarily qualified. If it's your child, you can say, my child, I'm petitioning for my child. They're documentarily qualified. It's immediate relative category. They're under 21. I wanted to see when the interview was scheduled for, if it's possible to get that information. It's going to be unofficial notice. So sometimes in some situations, they might be able to tell you when the interview was scheduled for. Don't be upset if they don't tell you, but it's worth a shot. But regardless, whether you do decide to reach out and ask them or not, there is really no reason for worrying right now. It's only been 2 months after the documentary qualification, and like I said, most of the times it's about 6 months at least. Personally, to me, whenever I was petitioning for somebody who was in immediate relative category, it took them 9 months for the interview, to get the actual announcement of the interview. And I've seen on this channel people waiting as long as a year, which is, I think it's a little bit too long, obviously, but that's most of the times in situations where the US Embassy is located in one of the countries where they're just busy. They're just pretty busy. There's a lot of, traffic going through US Embassy, let's just say that. So hopefully it doesn't take that long for you. And like I said, just reach out to the US Embassy. In fact, I'll show you the website. It's called usembassy.gov. And what it does is it gives you the list of all the countries where the US embassies are. And I don't know why it's taking so long. There you go. So this is all the countries. So let's say, for example, your country, let's say it's Chile. All right, so click on that, and there you go. US Embassy in Santiago, and here's their phone number, and you can just reach out, call them, and say, hey, I wanted to see if you can give me that information. Just be nice, be professional. If they don't give you that information, don't be too upset, because it's at their discretion whether they want to give that information or not. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Brianna Paula Brittany Ramosi 1857. I am documentarily qualified since October 2021. My visa category is F11. So Brianna, congratulations on being documentarily qualified. So you've been almost for 2 years now. You've been documentarily qualified. So let's take a look at the visa bulletin and see F1, F11 is a subcategory of F1, which is the main one, unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, so unmarried daughter of U.S. citizen. So looking at F1, priority date. So Brianna, if you can let me know your priority date, that would be very helpful. But what else? Another thing that we can do is, I would think that since you were documentarily qualified, since you were you were documentarily qualified 2 years ago. Let's see. So 2 years ago you were documentarily qualified. So I'm thinking your portal opened up right around 2021. And if your portal opened up 2021, and this difference between these two is 2 years, I would say your priority date is probably possibly somewhere in 2019, but again, I might be wrong. Honestly, Brianna, if you can, just let me know your priority date so that I don't do no guessing, because I don't think, plus my math is not very good, so yeah, definitely not good at that. So let me know your priority date. Also, if you want, let me know your chargeability area, because that will be helpful. And once again, because you're going to be submitting a separate comment, just so that I don't forget, let me know your family preference category, and I'll take a look, and I will try to give you some rough estimates of how long you will be waiting. Just make sure to submit that information in a separate comment. Don't respond to my comment within your comment, because for some reason YouTube does not send me these notifications. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Kalashnikov 3569. MF1 category, priority date 2016, documentarily qualified March 2021. So see, this person is in 2016 and documentarily qualified 2022. So Brianna, if you were documentarily qualified in 2021, you might be already in 2015. Your priority date might be actually in 2015. And if you are in 2015, then you are really close, because your priority is probably might be already current, which is, so yeah, definitely let me know the priority and I'll take a look again. So Kalashnikov, back to you. Sorry. So your F1 priority date 2016, documentary qualified 2020. When do you think I'll be current on chart A? So depending on which month of 2016 you are in, as you can see, as of right now, it is January 2015, the priority date that people are becoming current. So let's say if you are January 2016, you're roughly 1 year away from the availability of the immigrant visa, from being current on the chart A. Obviously, if you are in like July 2016, then you are about a year and a half. So depending on which month. But the thing is, we haven't seen movement on F1 category for a while now. So one of these months, hopefully, we might see a very good, very positive movement. But again, that's just my hopeful, wishful thinking. So we will see. It's possible. It might not happen. Hopefully we will see it. We'll see. But yes, as of right now, let's say if you're, January 2016, you're looking at roughly 1 year. Moving further to Mark Tungol 2019. Mark, thanks so much for being publicly subscribed. I really appreciate that. So Mark says, I have question. What does the National Visa Center document ask for? I-130 for spouse petition, sir. Thank you very much, Mark, for the question. Really appreciate it. So whenever it comes to the NVC, so they ask for a few things. So number one, whenever it comes to documents, is they ask the same documents that you have submitted with your I-132 USCIS, and that's the documents that establish the relationship between the petitioner and the beneficiary. That's number one. Number two is they ask to fill out a certain forms, which is going to be the DS-260, which is the application for the immigrant visa, and also the affidavit of support. The affidavit of support is basically where a petitioner now comes out as a sponsor. So not just someone who is petitioning for a relative, but also a sponsor for a relative. And then, of course, based on that sponsorship, NVC, they request a set of financial documents, the tax returns, tax transcripts, or W-2s, 1099s, all of that stuff. Basically to verify that you have enough income in order to be a successful petitioner sponsor for the beneficiary. And if you're not, then you would have to find a joint sponsor to add to the petition. But that's really it. So if you're wondering what the difference between the I-130 documents and the NVC documents is, I-130, they only care about verifying the relationship between the petitioner and beneficiary. And then the NVC, they care about verifying the financial aspect of it, also verifying the relationship, and just a few things filled out and paid for the actual visa interview, the DS-260, that is. Okay, so let me pause this, and we're gonna move on to probably our last question for today. Let me move this down here. From Williams Amoranos 115. Good day, sir. I am from Philippines and petitioner of my daughter F2B. As of now, I'm on immigrant visa. I petitioned my daughter on October 18, 2023. Will I change my status to American citizen to make the petition more faster? I see. So you are currently, I'm assuming you are a permanent resident, and that's why it's F2B category. And if you become the US citizen, you're wondering if it's going to be faster or not. So here's the thing, whenever it comes to the F2B and F1, if we look at the visa bulletin as of right now, and we're going to look at the Philippines specifically, because Philippines is a separate chargeability area. So F2B, the priority dates that are becoming current are October 2011, okay? And F1 for Philippines, that is March 2012. So people with the priority date in March 2012 on F1, they're becoming current as of right now, as of October. And here is only 2011. So as you can see, for Philippines chargeability area specifically, F1 is actually doing better. If we look at the F2B and F1 all chargeability area, you will see that for F1 it is January 15, F2B is September 15, where actually F2B is doing better. Not by a lot, just like 8-9 months ahead, but still F2B is doing better for all chargeability area, F1 is doing better for Philippines. So for you, to answer your question, yes, absolutely, once you get your US citizenship, a lot of times NVC, if the case is with NVC right now, they will automatically send you an option to update your case from F2B to F1. If not, then yes, absolutely, because I mean, this is pretty significant. You know, it's October, I would say probably like 9 months, October, so let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March. So it's like 5 months. 5 months ahead F1 is doing. So I wouldn't say it's huge difference. As you can see, it's still pretty close. But you know, 5 months better. Why not? It's still 5 months. It's still, you know, a decent amount of time that, you know, you can save on the petition that already is, you know, pending for so long. So yes, in your situation, yeah, I will definitely recommend you, you know, once you get your citizenship, updating the family preference category on your case. So thank you very much everyone for asking your questions. Appreciate all your questions. Hopefully my answers were helpful. As I always mention, you know, if you're submitting any kind of additional information, if you have any follow-up comment, always welcome to submit that. Just make sure not to respond to my comment within your comment, because YouTube does not send me those notifications. Just submit it as a separate comment on any of the videos and it will come up here on this wall. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you all. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.